Lerone Murphy clearing up his issue as far as why he didn't get the title shot. I'll give you guys a little bit of context.
Wanted to check in with Lerone.
I did say Lerone must have messed up the money. Something happened. Now I don't think anything happened. I think the UFC really did him dirty, which is crazy. I was saying that Lerone messed up the money because I couldn't fucking fathom. I couldn't fathom the idea that Lerone Murphy was fully ready to accept the title fight against Volk, and they still gave it to fucking Diego. I just couldn't fathom it. And I'm sorry, Lerone, if I blamed you, okay? Lerone, I'm sorry, homie, okay? Now I don't believe that because of what he said to start off this interview, or at least in this interview at some point in the interview. But yeah, I don't believe Lerone messed up the money. He was apparently never offered the fucking fight. Never. But to be honest with you guys, I couldn't fathom that. I couldn't fathom that. And I do think that's crazy that the UFC never even offered this man the fucking fight. Never? That's extremely disrespectful. And I know people think, oh, Movsar deserved it more. I guess that's a conversation for another day. Maybe when Movsar pops out for an interview. But I believe, you know, my opinion is that Lerone was over fucking Movsar. Simply for the fact he's fought more recently. He's also undefeated in the UFC and undefeated overall. And Movsar pulled out of the fucking Pico fight. He took it, knocked his ass out. Probably potential knockout of the year. I'm giving credit to Lerone. Giving credit to Lerone. I'll say it one more time. I cannot believe the UFC did not offer Lerone the fight. They just went ahead, straight fucking skipped over him and went to fucking Diego Lopez. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. But let this be a lesson. Before we start this, let this be a lesson. Paddy Pimblett. Okay, 7-0 in the UFC. Lerone Murphy. Undefeated overall. Throughout his whole career, never lost, even before UFC. Undefeated overall, 9-0-1 in the UFC. I just said Paddy, 7-0. Okay? How about, oh fuck, why did I X out of that? How about, what's his name again? Arman? How about Arman? This example doesn't fully apply to Arman, but I'm going to add him in here. 10-2, right? 10-2, number one contender according to the rankings, right? Right here, Arman number one. Okay, 10-2. Let this be a lesson that what I've been saying, whether or not you guys agree with it, let it be a lesson that what I've been saying, if people listen to it, they will get opportunities. Okay? Winning is not enough. You cannot just win and think everybody else is going to do everything for you. Okay, you got to learn how to grow a name and promote yourself. And Paddy is the example. Like I said, Paddy has lost before the UFC, but he's undefeated in the UFC, 7-0. Lerone Murphy, 9-0-1. Undefeated overall. And he got snubbed for a title shot over fucking Diego Lopez. Okay, meanwhile, Arman Tsarukyan got snubbed for Paddy Pimblett. Think about it, boys. Think about it. I know you might disagree with me, but I'm just saying, look who's getting the shots here. Look who's getting the shots. The people with fan bases. Winning fights matters, but you gotta do both. You gotta promote yourself too. And like I said, Lerone Murphy never fucking called out anyone after his win over Josh Emmett, and he created more work for himself. He beat Pico on short notice. Now he gotta fight one more time. He could have been in there, bro. He could have been in there. All right, let's watch the interview.
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing okay. You say I'm good, and I wonder if you're actually good, because I know you've had some time to digest this, but now that it is official and it has, you know, sunken in, how do you feel about the fact that you are not next for Alex Volkanovski?
Obviously, it's disappointing, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I've got to dust myself off, crack on, get the next fight, and then make sure I'm undeniable, and that's what I'm going to do. I feel like, obviously, it hurts, innit? But business is business at the end of the day, and I've just got to do another one, innit?
When did you get word? I know we found out on Thursday, but when did you get word that this wasn't going to go to you?
Do you know what? I kind of caught wind of something maybe a month or something ago, but I still kind of had my hopes in it. I still thought it'll go my way. Something inside me just told me that maybe it's still gonna go my way. So I'm still preparing for that. But obviously, when the news came out and it was official, then yeah, we all knew.
Were you given a reason as to why they didn't go in your direction or more? Sorry.
So he knew a month ago. He knew a month ago. That's why he was calling to move up to lightweight and shit like that. I think that's a bad idea, Lerone. Stay at 55. Don't confuse things any more than it needs to be. But he knew a month out. That's why he was calling to move up to lightweight and shit like that and tweeting.
And in Diego's direction. Were you given a reason as to why they didn't go in your direction or more? Sorry. And in Diego's direction ultimately.
I don't have a clue. All I can think is they want a Mexican champion in it. They must have seen the numbers that Moreno pulled in or even Lopez pulls in, and it's a business move, and it can only be that, really.
When you
Is it Mexican champion, or is he keeping his cards close to his chest and he knows why? That's my question. Is Lerone fucking capping right now, saying he doesn't know why Diego got chosen over him and Movsar? Is he capping? I'ma believe him. He doesn't know. I'ma believe him. But that whole UFC wants a Mexican champion thing, bro, I don't really think so. I disagree with that.
You saw Diego beat John Silva in September, the Noche UFC card, and it was a fast, frenetic, exciting, action-packed fight. Did you think, did he maybe just steal this? Was there any part of you that was worried as a result of that result that he may have gotten the title shot over you?
Bro, I was celebrating. I was like, obviously not Silva's demise, but I was thinking, I seen that fight going Silva's way. And I was thinking, if Silva wins, he's going to get this title shot. And I didn't think there was any way that Diego was going to get the title shot if he won. But good on him. If I was Diego, I would have took the opportunity too. And so let them two fight. I'll fight whoever the UFC give me, and I'll get the next shot.
That's a wild thing because leading up to it, John Silva had all the momentum and Diego was coming off the loss to Volk. So you thought John just lost, this just kind of like stamped my ticket, right?
Yeah.
And so it sounds like you were kind of blindsided by this.
Yeah. I thought obviously Diego was the big draw before that fight. He lost to Alex Volkanovski, and I felt like there was catapulting Silva into the title shot. And obviously I think that's what the plan was. But Silva then lost, so I thought it was like I was undeniable then. Obviously before the Pico fight, it was a number one contender fight. Movsar was fighting Pico, right? Everybody said that was a number one contender fight. So when I jumped in, I automatically thought win that fight and I'll be next in line for the title for sure. And to go out there and do it the way I did do it, it's like I thought it was undeniable. I almost celebrated too early, but yeah, man, like I said, it is what it is.
In the immediate aftermath of this fight in Chicago in August, were you or your team, your management ever told, yeah, like you're in pole position, you're going to get it? Like, were you ever given any type of promise that this result punched your ticket?
A promise is a promise, in it. You need paper in it. A promise is a promise. The word's the word in it, and the sport's forever changing. So I don't think they don't ever tell you you're gonna get the title shot. They say we'll see what happens in it, and like these fights every weekend nowadays, and it's not even like back in the day where it was like there's two guys at the top battling it out. There's loads of contenders now, and that's why another reason why I think it should be fresh. But yeah, man, I'm not crying.
So since this has come out, do you have any indication as to what they have planned for you?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm waiting for some news. I thought it was going to be Volkanovski. It's not Volkanovski, so let's see who they come with. I feel like the whole division's shouting my name, and for me, it's a kick up the arse because I feel like these guys must think, because I don't know, these guys must think I'm an easy ticket to the title, but they're going to get a rude awakening. I'm telling you, I've got fire lit under me, and I'm ready to kill. Simple.
I feel like, okay, now that you're not getting it, there's only one fight to make, and it has to be you versus Movsar, number one contender fight. How do you feel about that?
I'm willing to fight anybody. Whoever the UFC give me, I will fight. But come on, Mosa, he's showed up for 45% of his fights. He's had 20 book fights and showed up for, I can't remember whatever 45% is. So it's like, yeah, like I said, if the UFC book it, then we'll fight.
Showing up for 45% of your fights is crazy. And I'm really not that mad that he didn't get the title shot, talking about Movsar. You show up to 45% of your fights. Lerone's going to make another point talking about how, coincidentally, Movsar has pulled out against every tough opponent. Ilia Topuria, Aaron Pico. We could look at his Tapology. But showing up to 45% of your fights that have been booked. 45, below 50%, you show up. One fight in 18 months. This man right here, number one contender.
Fight, we'll do a 5-rounder. I believe I'm the best in the division right now, so I've got to go and prove that, and I'll fight anybody.
Did you see that tweet from him? I wasn't sure if he was talking about Leon Edwards or Lerone Murphy there, because he called you Leon Murphy, but he said, I will give you the opportunity to fight the number one contender. Tell your people you're ready to fight me on the same card.
Let me ask you a quick, how is he the number one contender when he pulled out of the fight? I'm the number one contender. I won his fight. That he was scared of. Look at his record, yeah? Every tough fight he's pulled out of. He's not gone there to fight any tough guy he's been matched against. Topuria, he pulled out of. There's plenty more. So you can't say he's the number one contender. I'm the number one contender. And you've got Aljamain Sterling calling me out. You've got guys that have not even fought in the UFC yet calling me out. You've got guys that have not even ranked calling me out. It's crazy. But let's go.
What do you make of Aljo? Does that one interest you more?
I wouldn't say more, but it interests me because he was the champion and he shows up. He shows up to fight. Would it be an exciting fight? Yeah, when I knock him out. Let's do a 5-rounder. If we're gonna fight any of these guys, any name, let's do 5 rounds.
Okay.
Movsar want the smoke? 5 rounds, homie. Quit being a diva. 5 fucking rounds before Ramadan. Run it with Lerone. 5 fucking rounds before Ramadan. I'm gonna say it again. Movsar Evloev. Run it with Lerone. 5 fucking rounds before Ramadan. Step up to the fucking plate. Pulling out a fucking 55% of your fucking fights. Step up to the plate. Before Ramadan. 5 rounds with the number one contender, Lerone fucking Murphy. He might not be a fucking star. He might not have the slightest fucking clue how to promote himself. But fuck it. Movsar, 5 rounds with Lerone. Come see him. Come fucking see him.
Okay. So you don't want to, or I guess I was going to say you don't want to be necessarily on that same card, but I guess it could be the co-main event 5 rounds, right? Would you want to be on that card in Sydney just in case something happens?
Like I said, I'll do whatever in it, but the main goal is to become champion in it, so I've got to do what I've got to do, but preferably not really. Who wants to go all the way to Australia if it's not for the title?
I'm gonna let him land before I fucking interject, but yeah, this one's really ticking me off that he says this. It just shows that he doesn't have the slightest clue of promoting himself. He just doesn't know. Ariel's asking you that question, homie, for a reason. For you to say yes. But you don't know this shit. You don't get it. That's okay, Lerone. It's really not okay. But I'm gonna just say it's okay, and hopefully you see this video and listen. Huge miss. You haven't missed too much during this interview, but that's the fucking miss right there. You don't want to be on the same card as them. That's how you get the fight, bro. That's how you get the fight. Look past fighting for 1 second and look at how you fucking politic your way to a title shot. I have more to say, but let him land.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I'll fight in it.
He'll do it. He'll do it. Okay, he'll do it. Do it, Lerone. But look at the face when he says he'll do it. Look at the face when he says he'll fucking do it. Frowning, looking down. Lerone, Ariel is asking you that question. He's throwing you a softball, bro. You gotta take it. Fucking swing. Swing, bro. He gave you a softball. Swing. Hit that fucking home run. Lerone Murphy needs to fight on the Volk vs. Lopez card. 5 rounds against Movsar. You're on the same card. You're on the same timeline. Make the call out. Get the fucking title fight next. Regardless if Volk retires, get the fucking title fight. Be on that card. Steal the shine. Come on, Lerone. Clear as day you don't get it, bro. But come on, you gotta get it. You already missed the fucking shot. You gotta start getting it.
I've asked
I prefer to do the UK.
Okay.
I prefer to do the UK if I've got the opportunity to do so.
That historically, that's in March.
So historically, the UK's in March, yes. Which is why I believe Lerone when he says he just got flat out overlooked. No fight was offered to him, Diego Lopez, right? That fight wasn't offered to him. That's what he claimed. Or sorry, the Volk fight was never offered to him for January, right? That's what he claimed. But he says he would be willing to fight on that card in January, even though he's frowning about it. And then he says he would prefer to fight in March for the UFC London card. So I mean, Lerone's ready to go. Lerone is ready to go. That's why I don't think he turned down the fight or is playing games with the UFC. I think if the UFC offered him that fight, he would have took it. Because he wants to fight. He's down to fight on that same card, and he's down to fight in March. If he was playing any games, he wouldn't say he's down to fight on that Perth card. Because he would have known in the back of his head he already turned it down. But he didn't. That's why he's okay to still take it.
Would you be okay waiting until March at this point?
This is another sticky one for me because I come out of the last fight unscathed and was ready to go in October, November, December, whenever it was. So I've kind of been ticking over waiting for that, and then to not fight until March, it's a long time. What's that, 7 months or something?
So even March is like extending it for him, right? That's why I believe him. That the UFC completely snubbed him. I believe him. I was very vocal that he messed up the money, so I just want to say it a bunch of times. Like, I believe him.
I want to get active now, and I want to fight regularly.
I asked you about a couple of names there. Is there a name that interests you most? Is there a name that you would like to actually fight, as opposed to the names that I mentioned?
Anybody in the top 5.
He doesn't fucking get it, boys. Lerone, I love you and I hate you at the same time, homie.
Anybody in the top 5.
Anybody in the top 5, put a fucking name on it, bro. Another softball, and you're not fucking swinging. 2 strikes, homie. 1 more strike, and you're fucking out of here. We're putting Movsar up there. Even though Movsar ain't no fucking better promotionally.
Really? You got, who have you got in there? You got Yair in there. I think he's injured. So I heard. Who else is in there?
This is the top 5 right here. So Mofsar is up there. Diego's 2. Yair is 3. What about you under Yair there? How do you feel about that?
Under him?
Yeah, like you're 4th and he's 3rd.
To be honest, the rankings mean nothing. We've
true.
seen that. They mean nothing. All it is to sell fights. It means nothing. You've seen.
Guys, we've been talking about this. I'm not even going to go back into it, but I just want to point it out. Boys, this is why when you bring up rankings, it's only semantics. It's only semantics. Because Yair Rodriguez is above Lerone Murphy. In what fucking world is Yair Rodriguez above Lerone Murphy? Rankings are semantics.
Guys go from 12 to fight number 2 when it's over contact, like it means nothing in it. So the only reason I want to fight somebody in the top 5 is because it's merit in it, and you see the fans say it, or you're not being known in the top 5, whatever. But and I feel like the fans choose the fights really in it.
Mm-hmm. How do you actually think the Volkanovski Lopez fight goes? We saw it in April. Do you think it goes the same way, Volk winning, or do you think this will be different?
I think it goes exactly the same way. I think Lopez has done it before now, so I think he's has to push the pace earlier. But I believe it goes the same way. I don't care who wins, but I want Volkanovski to win because of the goal, and I feel like he's been stuck in.
I mean, regardless, it has to be one more and then the belt, right? There's no way that you're going to fight like multiple more before the belt, no?
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows at this point? I don't know. I don't know. But I believe if I go out there and perform the way I know I can perform, I believe that I've not even shown my best yet. I've shown glimpses. And I feel like what I've been working on since the fight is just getting in that zone earlier. And I believe I'm just getting into my prime now. And I believe I'm gonna show my best and I'm gonna be undeniable after the next fight.
Is this at all deflating for you? I know we're catching you now several days after the announcement, but did you have a moment where you were kind of down about everything?
Yeah, do you know what? When I first found out, I didn't even. Do you know what? I fell out of love with it for a bit. I'm not gonna lie. It's like I got into MMA because over boxing because I thought there's no politics here. I thought it's just simply do the work, the best fight the best, and that's the way it goes. But that's what hurt me the most a bit. But it's like at the end of it, and then I kind of thought it over, and it's like get over it. It is what it is. It's business. Just keep fighting, keep doing what you're doing, keep winning, and we'll get there eventually. And I think it's inevitable that it's going to happen. And I know I'm going to be champion. And my road's never been easy from the get go. From being a kid, my road's never been easy in it. So I'm used to this.
Okay, now I have a reaction to this, but I made a tweet. So we just need to go to X real quick for just to pull it up because I wrote it better than I could fucking re-say it. So Ariel clipped that part off that we just listened to about falling out of love with the game after he was snubbed for a title shot, right? Now, I've told you guys, I support Lerone. I do believe he was snubbed. Especially because he was never offered the fight. I think that's crazy. To never offer the man the fight is crazy. Okay. Here's what I said. Lerone Murphy claims he chose MMA over boxing because he thought he could be a champion by simply winning fights, nothing else. That's never been how the promotion was run. I don't know how many examples we need of this, but I'll say it once more. Don't promote yourself, only win fights and see what happens with your career. Keep in mind, Lerone could have and likely would have got a title shot if he simply called out the winner of Volk vs. Lopez after he beat Josh Emmett. Hell, he could have even called out the winner of Gene Silva versus Bryce Mitchell, but he thought he only had to win fights and everyone else would do the rest for him. Never been how it works. Sorry if you see this, Lerone, but if you listen, I'm actually trying to help you. Okay? Now let me explain this real quick. Let me explain this. I know hindsight is 20/20, but my hindsight's fucking 20/25. Fucking whatever the best vision is, that's my fucking hindsight, okay? Because I've been saying this shit since after the Emmett win, okay? Give me a second to gather my thought. If Lerone would have called out the winner of Volk vs. Lopez after he beat Emmett, or the winner of Gene Silva versus Bryce Mitchell, okay, let's go worst case scenario. Let's say he didn't get the winner of the title shot between Volk and Lopez, right? After he beat Emmett. Okay, but then he also called out Gene Silva and Bryce Mitchell, right? After that win. Let's say he would have got that worst case scenario. No title shot, but we give you the number one contender. Gene Silva beat Bryce, right? Then Gene Silva got put in there against who? Diego Lopez, the guy who lost the title shot. Lost the title fight. Imagine if Lerone called out Gene Silva after he beat Emmett. He would have been the one to step in there, not Diego Lopez. Not Diego Lopez. But that's what Lerone is getting because he doesn't promote himself. He doesn't have the first clue. And imagine if Lerone fought Gene Silva. Okay, he would have beat Gene Silva. Let's just say it like that. That's an assumption, but let's assume he would have beat Gene Silva. He would have never even had to step up to fight Pico on short notice. He would have got the title shot off beating Silva because apparently that was the number one contender fight, Lopez versus Silva. In hindsight. So I want Lerone, if he sees this, he needs to understand, bro, you did shoot yourself in the foot after the Emmett win. You probably could have got a title shot off of beating Gene Silva after Gene beat Bryce, and you probably never even would have had to fight fucking Pico on short notice. And listen, that Pico win is... People take it a different way. Some people talk about, oh, he wasn't ranked. Some people respect Pico. But at the end of the day, if you would have beat Gene Silva, there's no conversation, bro. Gene Silva, a fucking beast, and he was ranked. And he was on a win streak. And he would have just been coming off a finish over Bryce fucking Mitchell. So that would have been all the steam you needed, bro. All the steam you needed, but you didn't fucking say their name. You didn't say their name, bro. And I'm only saying that, bro, because you need to know that. You need to know. You need to know. You got to put names on it. It's not just about winning fights. This is a perfect example. You can win as many fights as you want, bro. If you don't fucking position yourself and politic, you're never going to get it. Never. It's just as bad not politicking and not understanding that you got to make call outs to position yourself and to recognize. Listen, Lerone fought the weekend before, okay? Volk versus Lopez, Silva versus fucking Mitchell. He fought the weekend before. He was in position. He was set up to call out the winner. That's what people miss too. He was set up in position to call out the winner, but he had no clue what position he was in. No fucking clue. And you got to identify that shit or else you're going to get snubbed of a title shot. It's just the facts. It's just as bad. This is just as bad as fighters who say, oh, I know that fighters talk shit, but I'm going to just be myself. I'm going to just be myself. That's not me. Well, if that's not fucking you, bro, then enjoy. AKA Sean Brady. AKA Sean Brady.